Awaken to hair growth. Awaken to hair growth because there is possibility to get your hair back. Awaken to hair growth because we're not told that we're able to conquer and overcome alopecia. Awaken to hair growth because I want to be a positive light and beacon for you because I've healed my alopecia and now I help others do the same with different types of alopecia, men, women, children of all ages, of all races and ethnicities. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Alopecia Angel podcast. I'm your host, Johanna Dahlman, and today I am showcasing another client who has seen an immense amount of hair growth, health benefits, and so much more to her journey with alopecia. Just to give you a little reference, she's been dealing with this for over 17 years. She's Alopecia Universalis. She talks about how this all went down, how she had to start the program twice, the Hair and Heal program, but with each time that she started, she saw hair growth at the 4-week mark, both times. This is the first time that anything has worked for her, not just long-term, but then also in a very upgraded version of her. She attributes everything with her healing, with her hair, with her ahas, with her inspirations, with her revelations, all towards this journey that she's had, but then of course, as well with the guidance and the knowledge that she's obtaining within the Hair and Heal program. Furthermore, she tells you in this interview podcast that she's had access to any and every practitioner you can think of underneath the sun. And she has undoubtedly tried so many things and nothing's given her the rapid success as this program. So I wanted to leave you with that. More inspiration. If you are excited to listen to hear about Lindsay's story, please go ahead and finish the podcast episode. But at the end, please rate and review the episode. The more people who hear this know that healing is possible, this is the mission of Alopecia Angel, so that we can help more and more people around the world. Currently, we're helping people in over 67 countries, and that is phenomenal. I'm just so happy and proud of that. But guess what? There's more than 200 countries in the world. So let's keep going. Let's keep getting the message out so that more and more people can heal, more and more people can have the hope and the inspiration. Lindsay is just one of many podcast interviews and episodes where you can hear from clients their success and how things have been going for them, because everyone has their individual journey. What took me 4 years of straight dedication and straight commitment to me and to my hair growth was one piece of what makes Healing Alopecia and Alopecia Angel such a strong community and force within the industry. I would also like to add is that regardless if you've been dealing with alopecia for 17 years or 40 years or however long, you can always have the choice to heal. So I leave you with that. Lots of love. And here we go. How are things going with you and the program?
Really good. We're on week 6 of the total restart. I've got all these nice, fine little fluffy white fuzzies coming in over here and over here. So it's reboot. Energetic level, way better. Emotional status, much better.
Good. When I got your email, I was like, wow, how insightful was this to go balls to the walls with food and travel and life, and then have those ahas come in and be like, okay, this is why, this is what I need to do. And we're going and we're moving in.
Yeah, exactly. It's been real actually, and just been coasting ever since we've come back.
Good. What other ahas or what other insight did this last trip give you?
How to eat the food I need to eat, but still for it to be delicious and fantastic and wonderful. Because I used to say that food was the greatest pleasure of my life. And then food was a major contributing factor to me losing all my hair. It was difficult to make sure that alopecia was gone and gone for good, which I don't think I took it subconsciously. I think it was a lot harder for me at the time. I was like, hey, yeah, of course I can do this. Like grand optimist, let's go. But like I said, there was a lot more kind of behind the scenes subconscious suffering that I wasn't very aware of until the trip. And then France and Germany was so amazing. I would say half of the trip's fantastic. qualities were because of the food. So amazing. And whilst we were in Germany, we ate dinner at a restaurant that was once my great grandfather's tavern.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing. So to get to just go for it and be free and eat the schnitzel and the dumplings and just know that the program is here. It's laid out, and my healing is directly correlated to my commitment to myself. So if I want to go for the schnitzel and the dumplings right now, okay, there might be a price to pay for it. When am I ever going to be back in Germany? I don't honestly know. I may not. So we went for it, and I'm so grateful that we did and we had that experience, and I can still taste it, but I don't need to eat it here.
What part of Germany were you in?
We're in Bavaria, doing the ancestral walk and seeing where my family is from, and it dates back to about the 16th century there. And I've wanted to go my whole life, and it was incredible to step foot in a place and feel so at home somewhere I've never been before.
That's so awesome. Good for you. I loved your email, especially because of the ahas, because of this trip. And now I'm starting to understand like the ancestry part of it, which has a deeper meaning. It wasn't just, a girl's trip. It wasn't just a weekend trip to Mexico. This was like something bigger. And it's during these bigger moments that we almost allow ourselves the width and the time and space to take it all in, and to be like, okay, this is happening. This is where I came from. These are my roots. And this is also the path that I need to take. And the word commitment is so key. I actually just finished recording a podcast episode today about commitment, which will probably either air next week or the week after. But it's all about commitment because, again, if you're not committed and you're like on the fence of, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? Am I going to get my hair? Am I not going to get my hair? Then you're just going to be like an analysis paralysis. It's never going to come through. But when you're committed, you're like, come hell or high water, whatever comes my way, this is going to happen and it's going to work.
That's right. That's right.
Because you're in control.
Totally. And I think when we initially started this journey 10 months ago, I was committed because I wanted my hair back. Now I'm committed because A, I've seen that it works. B, I feel incredible. C, my energy's through the roof. I have all of these other side effects that are so amazing. I'm sleeping better than I've slept in the last 6 years. I'm committed to my yoga practice. Before, I would begrudgingly get into my yoga practice because I knew that it would help, and it was part of the lifestyle shifts that I needed to reintegrate to get back to it. That's the wrong energy to come at this with. It's so deep, this journey. And it goes beyond just like, you need to do this and be like, okay, I'm going to do it. But if you aren't feeling aligned with it, it's not going to go as easily as you wanted to. I think for me, a huge part of it was like, I was seeing results, big results by month 5. And a part of me was anxious and I wanted it faster and I wanted it more, rather than just being grateful for what I was seeing and continuing on with the journey. It was because all of this background anxiety and desire was peeking its way through. Hence why I started to cheat before I was supposed to, which I knew I was not supposed to do. But it allowed for life to take the course of this grand revelation. This is an amazing opportunity to save myself from a lot of ailments and illness that could potentially have come my way. We just celebrated Canadian Thanksgiving here, and my family
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks. It's coming up for you soon too. We went around and we said what we were grateful for. And I had no idea that this was going to come up, but alopecia was what I was grateful for. I was really grateful for the opportunities that it gave me to actually see how truly strong I am, for it to break down all these egotistical barriers around beauty and self-worth. So much of our self-worth as women has to do with our looks. And man, did that shatter and dissipate when all of this went down. And I'm so glad that it did. And I'm so grateful that I found you and the program, because it has not only helped me, but it's helped my family. It's helped my loved ones. It's had ripples in my community. There's nothing more beautiful than when we find people who can help us, like you do for so many people, Johanna. It's really inspiring. And I'm just eternally grateful to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your beautiful words. Thank you. I just spoke at a summit right before us having this conversation.
Cool.
And it was a summit around motherhood and postpartum hair loss and all these things. And at different times of our life, there's going to be different needs and different wants. I almost see now as a mom in my 40s that I am grateful for alopecia, but I'm grateful because all those things that I thought when I was younger mattered no longer matter. What people think, how people view you, whether you're wearing makeup or not, whether your hair is done or not, whether you're 10 kilos or 20 kilos over or not, all these things. At the end of the day, what matters is having no regrets, not settling for a life that we just are receiving versus us creating. And I think the other side to this is doing more for ourselves. For example, you speaking about your friends and family who are curious and who are willing and able to try different diets, different lifestyles, different things to move the needle for their health. That's huge because we have so much power. We have so much control and we give it all away to doctors. We give it all away to everyone else, to Vogue magazine, to Talk, to Instagram, to anyone else who thinks that they know more or better than us for us. When that's not the case.
So crazy, right? And I think a huge part of it too is like denial. The mind is so powerful. And if we can align ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, there's nothing we cannot conquer. I lived in denial of having alopecia for half my life. For 17 years, I would lose a bit of hair and I would be like, no, this isn't happening. This isn't happening. And somehow it would go away and we would continue. And so I would never deal with it. There was so much shame and denial around it. I didn't want to tell anybody what I was experiencing. For me to say that I was losing my hair was just this unconquerable fear. And then it all went and there was no choice but to just be like, okay, I guess I have to speak about this. We aren't handed anything that we can't handle. And if I didn't have full hair loss, I wouldn't have dealt with it. And who knows what other health issues would have come down the line. So everything happens the way that it is meant to. I have always believed that. And this is just one of those bigger, crazy experiences, but it's been amazing, ultimately.
That's so beautiful for you to say that and recognize that, because sometimes people get in our own ways. We as humans, we like to get in our own ways. We believe the nonsense we feed ourselves. We believe the limiting beliefs, the limitations that people say, oh, there's no cure. Oh, there's no this. Oh, there's no help. Oh, there's no possibility. And none of that's true. In regards to doing the program, how easy do you find it?
Oh God, the first 3 months were not easy at all. It was super hard to restructure. But then once you get in a rhythm and you get going, it gets easier and easier. So it's, if you want to heal and you want to heal the natural way, nothing worth having comes easy. And I'm really glad that I had such a hard time, because now the second time that I'm starting again, easy breezy. It's night and day difference from where it started. And through the alopecia community that I have, I know a woman who started to take JAK inhibitors, which is not my path, but it took her 6 months of taking 2 milligrams of this drug a day, which is wreaking havoc on her body, by the way, to see any sort of hair growth. So if it took 6 months of taking a pharmaceutical every day, but I had seen hair growth in 4 weeks, both times that I've done this, that right there is massive for me. And so we'll just continue to it's a holistic approach, like you always say. I don't need to go and get my blood checked all the time because I'm taking some pharmaceutical just so I'll have hair. In fact, I know that I'm healthier than I've ever been. My skin is radiant. I'm like waking up at 5:30, excited to hit my yoga mat. I'm like enjoying my presence and my time with my kids so much more. I haven't been sick in 9 months. There's so many other things at play. And so it just, I think, requires us to be hyper aware and extremely present.
That's beautiful. I also think that your mindset and that energy shift is everything. The mindset is everything. It's can I or can I not? And if you tell yourself you can't, then you can't. If you tell yourself you can, then you'll make it happen one way or another. And we can do anything that's hard. Women give birth. That's hard.
After that, anything else is easy. Yeah, totally. Right? But it's like mindset, you can't force it. It's something that I think naturally blooms. So too will your mental health as you navigate this. So fake it till you make it. The thing at the beginning, I can do this. I can do this. I will have full reversal of alopecia. You just keep telling yourself that as a mantra until eventually the mind will switch and it'll be like, oh yeah, yes, absolutely. And you believe it. I wanted to believe it right away, like out of the gates. But there was a niggling, a questioning, and that is gone.
That's beautiful. What would you say to anyone who's on the fence of joining the program?
I was totally on the fence. I thought that I was like a super healthy person. I had my diet dialed in. I had a naturopath and a homeopath and a TCM practitioner and all the things on my team. And I was good. And then I met with you and you were like, that's great. I love to hear all that. Absolutely. These things are supporting you. However, are you seeing any hair growth?
That's right.
Then it was 2 months later, I signed up for the program. And I mean, it's hard for anyone to hear like some criticism. This is what you're doing wrong. But we can only grow from a place of discomfort. Shaking it up and going for it, I promise you that if you commit to yourself and this journey, it's going to happen for you. And you can listen to me, you can listen to all the wonderful people who have been on your podcast before, who have testament to their experience and it working. It'll work. Patience, practice, perseverance. These are all key things that are going to guide you through the program and through your life. Like, I truly think that joining the program has helped me become a better person. The experience with alopecia has made me a better person. And it's also allowed me to have the support of you. And so for someone to join the program and have your support and also know they're not alone, that there's hundreds of people like them who too have had the courage and the commitment to take this step, I feel better knowing that there's so many other people who are going through this journey too. Like, it just gives me strength to know that they're out there.
That's beautiful. Thank you. In regards to seeing hair growth at 4 weeks, both times with doing the program and then doing it again, that's astounding. You're one of my many statistics, and I love seeing that. How did you feel? Is this the most hair growth quickly after working with somebody where you saw so much progress?
When I was like 17, 18, I think I was getting cortisone injections into my scalp, which was extremely painful and left me being sick all the time. It would take 6 weeks to see any sort of shift, like the fastest to see any sort of hair growth. Usually it would be like 6 weeks for it to stop falling out, at which point I went for another round. So it would take, like 5-6 months usually to see any sort of hair growth in the affected areas. So this is huge. They're such cute little white fuzzies. And every day now it's like I'm just checking out my head and feeling around. And there's like random little ones on my hairline, on my neck sprouting up. It's the more sensitivity we get to our body, the more we are connected with our body, the more you're going to see, which is such a cool byproduct of the program. It's because you have to drop in with yourself. You have to be present to heal this. If you want to heal, this is the path. I have done all the research, I think, under the sun. I have read so much. My grandmother is a doctor and she was the head of medical research in the province of Alberta for years. We went through as much as we could. And the only person that I have found to offer a holistic approach to healing from the inside out that isn't just a blanket fix, like JAK inhibitors. You stop taking it, your hair falls out again. Cortisone injections, you stop doing it, your hair will fall out again. This is the only thing that I have found that will reverse it and see you done with it for good. And I'm in it for the long haul, baby. Like, it doesn't matter how long it takes for me to get all my hair back. It'll come back. And I think we get caught up on, especially us millennials, get caught up on this immediate gratification. We want it and we want it now. Like, that just unfortunately is not how it's going to go here. So talk to other people who've been through what you're going through. See what they've heard. Have they found anyone who can help them grow their hair back? No, I have. Hannah, go for it.
Tell me, in your community, when you see other people, like the lady you had mentioned who's on JAK inhibitors and it took her like 6 months to see hair growth, from my perspective, and you tell me yours, from my perspective, I see that there's a couple different types of alopecians out there. There's people who want to heal like you and I. There's people who have a closed mindset and who don't think that if it doesn't come from a doctor's office, it's not happening. I've also found that people just take in this woe is me this is my destiny, my body's failed me, and I just have to accept it and move on type situation. Whether they do or not, we don't know, because that's an internal process. Yeah. But those are like the three categories that I found, like the fighters, the people who accept, and the people who are just kind of like settling.
Yeah, definitely. I think you spoke about this one man that you had met who had universalis, and you were like, hey, you don't have to live with this. Like, I can help you. And he was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't think I would know what to do.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's one woman who is like remarkably beautiful, but she's just not interested, but she likes her fillers and her cosmetic surgery, and that just doesn't align. Putting toxins into your body is not going to align with detoxifying your body. True. And so she rocks wigs and does her thing and is like completely accepted the experience. But I too, for a long time, I thought that my alopecia was like my penance for shitty things that I had said and done in my life. And then through this experience, like I had this huge wake up in a women's circle, actually, where I was just like, that is gross conditioning of this world. Mm-hmm. I am worthy of healing and health and my hair. It's my birthright. This kind of martyrdom that we take on. No, I don't need that. Nobody needs that. As a human being, you have hair on your head and your body for a reason. And nothing you say or do is a reason that you shouldn't have that you shouldn't be healthy. So again, yeah, it's not easy, but it's so worth it, because at the end of any sort of adversity, the gift is joy. The gift is like lightness and happiness over pleasure and immediate gratification.
Lovely. It's so lovely to hear you speak this way. Kudos to finding the ahas, to finding the path, and to committing to you and to yourself. Because even though I'm here and I'm honored to be a part of your journey, it's really you doing all the work. So this is a huge testament to you and to your commitment to you. So again, kudos and congratulations that you are seeing hair growth again, on the right path again.
I appreciate it. I really have tried, I feel, a lot of things, and this is the one that works for sure.
Amen, sister. Amen. Anything else you'd like to leave our listeners with? Any last parting thoughts, ideas, tips?
You are worthy of healing. You are worthy of 100% reversal of alopecia. The commitment to yourself is the most important thing that you could ever do. So go for it.
Amen. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Thank you so much. You are a shining light, a beautiful example of what's possible, not just for you, but for so many other women, children, and men going through alopecia. And this is huge because, again, we have that choice to say, nope, I want my hair, I want my health, or I'm okay with it, I can accept it. We all have a choice. And it's about really honoring ourselves and that choice. If you want it, and if you have that gut instinct, that nudge that's telling you, hey, I want this, go for it. Don't limit yourself. Whether you want the promotion, you want to date your high school sweetheart, or whatever it is, go for it. Just no regrets. No regrets.
I think that's a really good point, Johanna. Is I always had this feeling, of course I can heal this from the inside, but how? How are we going to do it? And then I remember when we first talked, I was like, I feel like the system, like there's this puzzle of alopecia and you have figured out all the pieces, and then it's up to each individual person to put that puzzle together. And so if you feel like you resonate with this and you feel like you can do this, 100% you can take the leap.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This was so good. Thank you for listening to the Alopecia Angel podcast, a positive light in healing alopecia. You can do this and we can help. Spread the word that reversing alopecia is possible by telling your friends and family.